Hey, how you doing? Just
Hi
give
there.
me 1 second here.
All right.
All right. What can I get for you?
I just get one combo, please.
You got it. Any preference on your drink?
Not at all.
All right. On the till for you. All right. Let me get this in the bag. Here you go. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you.
Anytime.
Not sure that's where it is. Hi, Dad. I hope, wherever you are, if you're feeling anything at all, it's just better. I don't really know what to say. I thought about going and getting a new suit, but you would have hated that. It didn't feel right to just dress in what I always wear. So you get this beach wedding outfit thing, I guess. I think you would have found it kind of hilarious to have a beach wedding. It was on an island. And, it wasn't for love. I still don't know if I'm capable of that emotion. But it wasn't my wedding. Don't worry. I'm sorry. I can't shake the feeling that I was the reason you were sick. Because we promised never to activate each other. And, well, at least not on purpose. I guess that last year I probably just thought I deserved everything you were throwing at me. But I don't know that I still deserve it. Kind of feel like I've done my time. I know you wouldn't want me to beat myself up over it. I panicked. I was never meant to have that kind of power over someone. I might be getting myself into some sort of trouble here. So I might see you real soon. So I guess here's hoping that I get to talk to your grave from... Well, maybe I'll go visit it in person next year. If I'm still around. Love you, Dad. And while I'm here, Grandma, You can just fuck right off. Hi.
Hey.
I didn't see you here. And I saw your
I'm
bike.
sitting pretty low. There's a big rock in the way.
Yep. You're not wrong. Many crashing planes today?
No, they're all missing the tree.
Oh
That's
wow.
fine. I'm not really in the mood to watch the explosions anyway.
Yeah,
And
I
I'll
get
watch
that.
one of them explode now that I said that out loud.
Yeah. Well, then you can blame me.
Alright.
Huh.
I just kind of go until I can't see him anymore, just all of a sudden.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. I mean, it's nothing special.
Yeah, you're sinking into the rock there.
I am.
I just kind of learned to live with the fact that my hip is in it. I'm just,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it just doesn't matter if you look cool or not, you know?
Yeah. Well. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, there
Better.
you go.
Better.
There you go. Now it's the chair that doesn't look cool. It's you. You
Yep.
look awesome. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that was the goal all along. You have one? Oh! Yep. Didn't even fall off the edge of the cliff there.
No, but still, it's kind of scooching.
Yes. Now we look like we're judging someone. Yes. Yes.
I'm always judging someone,
Same.
even when I don't look like I am.
Yeah. Same. So you went to the cemetery?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Usually I visit the movie studio to talk to
Yeah.
him, but didn't feel right today. Like, that's where he wanted to be, that's not where he was, you know?
Yeah.
So, cemetery it is. I didn't talk to any specific gravestone. I went, you know, that little walkway that goes up above, and there's like a
Mm-hmm.
uh, one of those
Like a little.
viewers or
Yeah.
whatever. I just sat on a bench up there and talked to him.
Yeah.
Farther away from people who might actually be grieving someone in that cemetery, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I I remember going there last time I went, I think. No, I've been since, but the time I remember really well is I was one of the only New Epsilon um volunteer events, which was like sprucing up the cemetery. So just like removing old flowers, putting down new ones, stuff like that. And at some point I realized I'd been putting down flowers on like familiar looking graves, or by familiar looking graves. I just looked at like where I walked and where I stopped and where I put down stuff, and you know, it just happened to be stuff that I recognized, or
No.
you know, something that reminded me of something. But yeah, I don't think I've been since, or I've probably been, but not in like a meaningful way.
Hmm. Yeah, I've been up there. I went up there on my grandma's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote her a letter.
Yeah.
Today when I left, I said something to my grandma too, but she wasn't why I was there, obviously. I wish Kenneth a happy Father's Day. Not from me, but
From all his children.
I don't know. The way he talked about them, I don't know that a couple of them weren't his actual kids.
Hmm.
Actual in that way Los Santos has, you know?
Yes. Yes. Adult adoption stuff.
Yeah, sort of like that. Someone he took under his wing who he had an actual affection for, rather than just, someone to do his bidding. But I don't know the man very well yet, you know? Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
He does remind me an awful lot of my dad when he's just talking, you know? But when my dad was talking, it wasn't manipulative. When Ken's talking, it might be. So,
Yeah. Gotta stay
that's
on
what
our
I'm
toes
trying to
with that
figure
one.
out. Yeah. I don't know if I've moved beyond being a target for whatever he's trying to do, recruitment, whatever, or if I've just cemented myself in that position, you know?
Yeah.
But I do know that I know quite a bit more about him than he does about me at this point. I'm not above lying or keeping things on, surface level.
Mm-hmm.
Saying things that seem deep but aren't really about my life. You know,
Yeah. I know all about that. Give him enough to keep them entertained, and
yeah.
that will distract them.
Yeah. And it's pretty easy to get him distracted and talking about himself again.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my conversation with him, it was about 2 hours long. Most of it was learning about his history, you know? Not everything about his history. I wouldn't let him tell me all the stories. You need to answer.
Ah, it's Junior. I'll let him know that I'm. Yeah.
Junior.
Hello. It's going. Did you see my text? Probably not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you can check. I left them at the house. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, because I don't want anyone to call me about food, and because the our stall is, well, it's actually, I think, the up for renewal in like 20 minutes, and we were unable to make any food for like the whole day and stuff because changing ownership, yada yada, kind of, yeah. So I can't make any food for anyone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, yeah, people can, but like we had a situation where I think JJ, who's the owner, he transferred the ownership to Melissa because Melissa is for sure going to be around when the renewal happens, and so that's kind of. And then no clerks were around yesterday when they tried to get the menu items back up, and yeah, we can't make really anything. Hmm. Yep. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, I got a call from Jose. Which book? Oh, it's just like a abbreviated version of everything that you had in yours. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a. It was supposed to be like just one spread, kind of like a flyer type thing, but now it is two spreads because it's like, you know, there's a little bit too much, but it's just kind of a very abbreviated version, like for the lazy person who doesn't want to read all the everything. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. 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 Yeah. All right. Bye. All right. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I forgot about the apocalypse,
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah.
food
I don't know.
apocalypse.
Food apocalypse. Yeah.
I just ate a donut, and it tasted
Hmm.
like fries. So
Yeah.
I'm not very happy about that.
Damn. Yeah. I had something that mm, I think tasted like a taco.
Huh.
Well.
I wish it would have
But yeah.
tasted like anything other than fries.
Hmm. I love potatoes and fries and everything.
I would have given it to you if I'd known.
Yeah. I'm good though. Thank you. Anyway, you were saying something before I got the call.
I was about to get into my actual father, not Kenneth,
Hmm.
who kind of reminds
Yeah,
me of my father at times.
but it's not him. Yep.
No, definitely not
Yep.
him.
Not.
Oh, this plane might have an issue.
Let's see. Let's see.
It's kind of flying erratically there.
It is, yeah,
Well,
but
I think it's gonna clear
seems to
those
be good.
trees.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. Well,
Oh yeah. Oh, there it goes.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Um, there's another one. It's a little over,
Yeah,
but
it is. Hmm.
it, when I was up here before you got here, there were barely any
Hmm.
planes. Signing.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what
I
you
am
did.
the reason for the planes. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when I was growing up, I was like best friends with my dad. Like I had a best friend that was my age as well, but
Yeah.
my dad he knew me about the best of anyone. I thought I knew him the best. Then that thing happened when I was 14 with the deer. And I didn't know him quite as well, and I was a little scared of him. Then my grandma died when I was 16. And suddenly I wasn't talking to my dad anymore, but he was doing an awful lot of talking to me. I learned a lot of things about him that I didn't know, including things that I had been lied about to in the past, lied to about. So, right now, I'm still, I guess I'm finally trying to deal with those, the differences between the father I grew up with and the father I took care of.
Yeah.
I don't know that I actually liked him very much. He was better than my grandma. And he cared about me.
Yeah.
But the meeting with Kenneth just brought up those feelings on top of the Father's Day stuff, because I also don't know. I don't know if I like Kenneth, but he sure seems to care about me. Not in the same way my father cared about me. More in the, he's very interested in me.
Yeah, he's invested for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always that always makes me feel like there's something that we're missing, you know, some sort of underlying. It's the paranoid part of me, I guess. Like, what does a person really want if they're so invested? What are they looking for?
I imagine the best thing to assume that somebody wants is a connection. And whether you know what kind of connection or
Yeah,
not, you know, like that's the hard part, is figuring out the kind of connection they want.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that I find kind of, it's always fascinating to try to figure out, like, what is it that this person is looking for in this connection. And in Los Santos, that something can be almost anything.
Yeah. Um,
So, but sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I don't think you did. I think right now I'm trying to figure out if he actually feels remorse for anything that he's done in the past. At first, he was very adamant that he didn't have any regrets. But eventually, he said he had 3. And one was kind of selfish of him. It was a self-serving regret, which I'm assuming means that, you know, he didn't get something he wanted because of his own actions.
Mm-hmm.
But the other 2 he left open for interpretation. And it kind of seemed like he maybe felt a little guilt for them. A little bit of remorse.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to feel that if you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
But it could have been him trying to manipulate me as well.
That's also possible, yeah.
So, if he felt remorse, well, then the comparison to my dad isn't as conflicted. Like, it doesn't leave me as conflicted. If he doesn't feel remorse, well, then he's just my grandma. And
Or you see them in him, right? Because they're
well,
not the same person.
they're not the same person. It's kind of a metaphorical. He's my grandma.
Yes, yeah. But
He's the same kind of beast she is, or she was.
sure. Yeah. I'm just, making that distinction because,
Yeah. Well,
you know,
yeah. I'm not that crazy yet.
well, that sounded like I'm doubting you, but I don't think it's crazy to project certain or kind of see someone in someone else, someone you knew, someone you had some feelings towards, and then you find someone who's kind of similar in some way, and then you kind of things might get a little messed up if you don't make sure to keep those things separate.
Oh, sure. I don't think, I think more of a danger of that happening if it turns out he's like my dad
Mm-hmm.
than if it turns out he's like my grandma, because I don't want my grandma in my life again.
Yeah.
So all that conflation of identities would do is keep me away from him, which is what everyone wants anyway.
Mm.
I
Except
like to
for
give
him.
people a chance, though, and actually learn about people from themselves, you know? Not
Sure.
from other people's perceptions. I want to base my
Sure.
perception of them on them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous and stupid sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but the way I got into this whole mess was people making assumptions about me and basing their perceptions of me on somebody else's perception.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I understand that. I feel like I'm probably a little different because there are certain people who I know I might have a kind of like a skewed perception of, but I don't care to figure out anything else.
you're taking the cautious approach there.
Eh,
Let's, just in case this perception isn't skewed, let's
yeah.
let's stay away.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Also, I think like it's not anything as dangerous, I don't think. Well, it could be, but
As a
um
psychopathic serial killing cult leader
yeah, yeah.
of
No.
psychopathic
I don't
serial
think
killing people.
yeah. Yeah. No, it's just like a person who someone someone who's kind of judgment I trust said, yeah, if I'd had to um if I'd had to like do a ranking of the most manipulative people in this city, this guy would be top of the list.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I can spot some of the manipulation pretty clearly because
Mhm.
it was used on me a lot as a
Mhm. Yeah.
kid. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
it's easy to spot when you grew up around the same kind of dangerous people.
Yeah.
It's easy to spot the dangerous person. You know.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess for me it's also I think uh I'm just at the point where I want to conserve my energy. I don't want to like okay, let's figure this thing out. Maybe you're not an asshole. Maybe I don't need to hate you. Maybe I don't, I don't really care enough. Like if
Yeah,
they're not worth my time.
I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry.
I think he's made himself worth my time because of his interest in me.
Yeah.
It's worth it to figure out. Like, if he were ignoring me, I wouldn't bother, you know?
Mhm.
But he's not.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm more scared of Joshua, and truthfully, I'm more scared of Ursula. I think
Mhm.
Ursula's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Like, less predictably dangerous.
Oh yeah, she's a crackhead. she's yeah.
She's also one of the reasons where, you know, she's also one of the reasons Ken is kind of doubting his own psychopathy right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
Psychopathy, however you say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That.
Because you're not supposed to be able to love someone if
Yeah.
you're a psychopath. And I don't
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable enough with him yet to ask him to describe what that love feels like, because he may be mistaking some other emotion for love, you know?
Yeah.
She's certainly obsessed with him. And he's probably obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And they don't really see each other's faults. I listened to him talk about her and his perception of her, and I got a totally different perception of her. So
Oh, interesting.
I just, I pushed back a little, but mostly I left it at, oh well, different perceptions for different people. You know?
Mm-hmm.
He thinks she's an empath.
Oh.
And that's why she has so many friends.
Okay.
I've seen her call 3 different people her best friend. You know.
Yeah. Pause 1 second.
All right.
Booth wars.
Booth
Oh
wars.
God. Yeah.
Is it a
Ah.
twatter thing?
You know, food court food booths. It is. I think it's like 5 minutes until our food stall gets renewed. Oh God. Well, I mean,
Well,
nobody's reached out to me, so I don't have to worry. If it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. I think it's probably safer not to be at the food court.
Oh yeah,
while
100%.
this is happening. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's see
It's just
if
a good way for the whole place to get shot up.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, but you were saying, yeah, he thinks she's an empath, and that's why
and
she's
that's
got
why she
so
has
many
friends, instead of the fact
Right.
that she is manipulative as hell and finds way to give people what they want, which is usually information.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why people are nice to her, because if they're not nice to her, she won't give them information.
Yeah, also, I wonder how many people are actual friends,
Ah,
and, well, again, that's kind of, it's whatever.
I think she's one of those people that tries to be friends with everyone because it gets her something.
Yes.
And sometimes it gets her trouble, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how she takes her power. But it's definitely not empathetic.
I don't think so either, and
I don't-
I've felt... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't feel an ounce of empathy from her. And I barely have talked to her.
Yeah. There's a reason why oftentimes when she's working... Well, some people like to work with her at the food stall, but many people don't. Me included. She's... To me... when there are... Certain people are just like sensory overload. And she's definitely one of those people. Where I feel like she has always, like with me specifically, well, I think with other people as well, she seems to have a need to kind of bring up her own excellence a lot. And I don't know, like, other people might find it funny or just like a quirk or whatever, but to me it sounds, or it always seemed like she just wants to, because she's just a regular old employee, but she
needs to be recognized as the best.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Uh,
And she needs to, specifically to me, um, I felt like she often had to kind of point out things that, oh, you can do this instead of, which is some people might just find it helpful, but to me, it's just, splaining. And,
yeah.
I can just say, yeah, yeah, okay, whatever, but it's just draining. And like, I had one situation where I told her to, okay, next time someone comes to the food stall and starts some trouble, and I'm standing there talking to them, let me handle it. Like, don't yell over me. And it just felt like, you know, she she understood in that moment, and she uh kind of corrected her ways, I guess. It hasn't happened since, but 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 it kind of, like, everything that I've seen from him tells me that she's definitely more the way you describe her. I don't know her too well, and some people just find her energy very contagious and funny and quirky, but to me it's a little bit overbearing. And when I've heard her have conversations with people, like serious conversations about, let's say, politics or something that she's you know reporting on or whatever, it definitely, it smells more like gossip than anything else, which is a social currency.
Yeah,
So yeah.
definitely is. Uh, yeah. One thing about psychopaths, Signy,
Mhm.
they only really train themselves to recognize weaknesses in other people.
Mhm.
Like weaknesses they can manipulate.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am absolutely sure that when Kenneth and Ursula met, because apparently he infiltrated her friend group to try to get information on her,
Oh wow.
he hit her weakness, which is that she really wanted to talk about herself.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And he would listen because
Yeah.
he was gathering information on her.
Mhm.
He tried to talk to me about the difference between Tessa and Ursula. He's like, well, Tessa noticed you paying too much attention to her, and she pushed you away. Ursula's different. She noticed me paying too much attention to her, and she pulled me toward her.
Yeah. She invited him in. Yeah.
Which I suppose is kind of what I'm doing, but I'm doing it for a way different reason than Ursula's doing it. Because I think she was doing it to feed her ego. I don't particularly care what Kenneth thinks about
Yeah.
me, just so long as
Yeah.
he's not going to try to kill me or recruit me.
Mhm.
I left that meeting saying, okay, well, don't brainwash me.
Mhm.
And he said, only if you ask. I'm going to take him at his word for that for now.
Yeah.
I do get the feeling that he is trying not to go back to jail. And that means
Mhm.
he can't do a lot of the things that he was doing before. But that doesn't mean he can't influence other people to do it.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I'll just have to be cautious there, but
Yeah.
I do actually enjoy talking to him, which I wasn't expecting. But I think in that case, it's good to recognize that it's probably because some of the things he does remind me of my father.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you don't get too comfortable with that, unless that's what you want to do, or that it's safe or whatever.
Unless he wins and I decide to become a psychopathic serial killer with him. I guess I would be sociopathic.
Huh. Yeah,
Uh,
I think so too.
I'm not. I don't really have the narcissism. I don't really have. There are lots of traits in psychopathy I don't have that my grandmother did have, but sociopaths are made. That's what my father was,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there's probably some of that in me. You know, we are the environment we were raised in, to a point.
Oh yeah.
But most of those traits are the things I didn't like about my family. So
Yeah.
if they're traits I don't like about myself, I'm not going to lean into them, you know?
100%.
I just have OCD.
Yeah.
Maybe a little anxiety.
Maybe a little.
Yeah. And today I'm sad.
Yeah.
Did you know your dad at all?
No. I don't know if my mom ever actually knew who my father was.
Uh,
Um, I mean, probably she did.
she probably at least knew a pool of who it could have been.
Yes, that for sure. But, they were not people who were ever part of my life. Um, I had like potential stepdads, people that, well, she got married a couple times, but also divorced a couple times. She got engaged a bunch of times. Um, Nothing ever lasted. She was very quick to try to commit, or I think it's more like the thought of everlasting love or whatever that got her to sometimes try to see, like, just put a ring on it, but that's not how it works. You can't will it to happen.
No, you sure can't.
But yeah, no, like there were some of my like some of my mom's boyfriends were nicer and better than others. Some were more present than others, but like mostly they were just people who like were around. There was one that I really liked, but he was a little different. He was more gentle and more. He was an artist. I mean, a lot of them were kind of artsy folk in some way, but this guy was he drew comics. Um, and he used to show me how he drew, and he would ask me to tell him what to draw. So like I had this purple dinosaur toy, uh, like a plushie. That was real cute, and I really liked it. And so I asked him to draw that and stuff. But he was he was maybe one of the exceptions in my mom's cavalcade of boyfriends, who he was not into drinking, and he couldn't stay in the relationship with her once he realized, oh, um she's hiding like wine bottles and pill bottles in the sock drawer. Um, so he realized like this is not a life for me. I can't do this, and he was gone. He was around for maybe, I don't know, half a year. I don't remember exactly. It felt like forever, but but yeah, I didn't really. Also, today, like we're back home, uh, Father's Day is in November.
Yeah.
So, you can always just pretend it's not today.
Yeah. It's not going to be the hardest day without him. But it's the first one without him, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of Ken, he's awake.
Oh, he's reaching out.
Yeah. You want to hear our text for today?
Oh, sure.
All right. Well, when we were talking, he told me I reminded him of one of his sons, which I had to fight not to hit him in the face right then. But
Mm-hmm.
he did preface it by saying I'm not gonna like it when when he tells me. So I didn't. But when I left, before I left, I said, "Well, okay, Dad, gotta go." Yeah, so it was a joke. But anyway, I wanted to make sure he knew it was a joke. But the dad was a joke. But happy Father's Day anyway. I hope when you're gone that any remorse you might be able to feel is resolved. That usually just means that you've done what you can to not repeat the same mistakes. Of course, that's if you ever recognize the feeling. We all work differently. You, for example, are capable of love. And he's texted me quite a bit here. And he goes, there are many things that I am capable of. Regret is surely a revolving door. Regret can mean many things. It could mean that you feel guilt about a slight, but it could also mean that you feel bad you got caught, or bad that you took the words of someone and made a decision that felt right in the moment, but you regretted later. Also, happy Father's Day to you too. Hopefully your father is proud of you wherever he may be. See, all in
Oh,
all,
wow.
he's that didn't those didn't really feel like creepy texts.
No.
When I was talking to him, it didn't feel creepy, but he sure feels creepy when you like walk up to the taco stand and there he
Yeah.
is, or
Yeah.
he did put on his smiley mask for me, and
Mm-hmm.
that change in him was creepy.
Yeah.
But not probably any creepier than well, I guess I'm not as manic when I sleep, walk, and talk. But I'm a little bit different then, so I guess
Yeah.
that could be creepy to people who know me as well. But
I mean, sure, but I think it's a little different to just put on a mask, you know?
the mask is is a symbol for where his head is at. It's
Yeah.
not. He understands it as a character he got a little too into. But the way he kind of describes it is similar to my issues. It's not a different person. It's just a different part of him, you know? That's in control.
Is it okay, so that's kind of one thing that I don't know, but for me, the way when you sleepwalk,
Yeah.
yes, it's a different part of you that is in control.
Yeah.
But that kind of means that the conscious you that's here now loses control in those situations. When he puts on that mask, is it a choice? It feels like, the
Sometimes.
conscious. Yeah, so
I
that's kind
feel
of the.
like it's a choice for him to put on the mask,
Hmm.
but sometimes he loses the control and he can't take it off.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily his fault. Like I go to sleep every night knowing that something could happen.
Yeah, but you have to sleep.
I do,
Yeah.
but he has to engage with that part of himself or he will get stuck in it. Like think about it as that part of himself is engaging before he puts on the mask. It's the thing that puts on the mask for him. So yes, it's his decision because that's still him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, okay. It's a little. Yeah. It's still
He's a
something that I feel.
psychopath. I'm not
Yeah.
making I'm
Yes.
not making
Yeah.
excuses for him. He's making the
There we go.
decision,
Yeah.
but it is still a part of himself, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That I don't. I do not doubt that or question that at all. It's just kind of the. I see. Yes, I see the similarities, but I also see the stark differences between you and your situation and him and his.
It's just two different survival instincts.
Yeah.
I learned some about his past. Um,
Hmm.
Mr. Smiley, that's a survival instinct.
Yeah.
That's a character he was forced to take on
Hmm.
that became a part of him. And my sleepwalking self, that's a part of me as well. You know,
Hmm.
it's my survival instinct,
Yeah.
and it was also, I mean, the way it manifests was also kind of forced on me, but two different circumstances, two different ways. I mean, these things can be forced on people in so many different ways, you know?
Hmm.
And luckily for me, my sleeping self is far more unlikely to kill people
Yeah.
because that's just not something that is intrinsically a part of me.
Hmm.
And it may be something that's intrinsically a part of Kenneth.
Yeah.
So there's where we differ.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, during my career, I talk with a lot of people who are have done questionable things, who are not like by good people by the traditional standards. And I think one of the it's fascinating to talk to people about how they work, why they do the things they do. And one of the most fascinating things, well, the last gig that not the last gig, but the last big one that I did about um the Iron Fangs, the motorcycle club, that eventually, I fucked up and had to fuck off because of them or because of me, but
Yeah.
their leader, she I got to talk with her a lot about a lot of things, and it was endlessly fascinating to me, like how do you get to that position to run an organization like that, or like a chapter or whatever, and you know be so ruthless but still so caring towards your own. And how do like how do you manage to put on the mask when you need it, because you need it quite often, and making decisions, like hard decisions, about people's survival, about who to care about and who not to. um it's like at some point it becomes second nature, but it's also still like a choice
Yeah.
that you
You
have
have
to
to
do.
learn to compartmentalize when you're
Or
making the choices.
exactly, yeah. And that's where like the most fascinating conversations were the ones where you could kind of see a little crack. There's like she was so good at hiding it all, because she's lived that life for a very long time, and she got to where she was because of her skills and her, the fact that she didn't crack under pressure. She didn't let anyone see her weaknesses. She only kind of pushed back with more force if someone pushed her. Um, but when you got that crack of something, like some sort of remorse or some sort of hint or inkling of a wish to have lived a different type of life, it's very, very, it's rewarding and it's interesting, but it's also like a fleeting moment. It's just gone because it's not a reality, because partially because that was not in the cards for these people, and partially because now they're at the point where they choose not to even attempt it.
Yeah. They've given up on it.
Yeah, and they keep actively choosing
What
to
they know.
continue. Yeah, what they know.
It's hard to choose the unknown.
Yes.
That's what I did when I came here, and it kind of broke me, Signy.
Oh yeah. Same.
It's you got to be willing to be broken in order to take that kind of leap. Even if
Yeah.
even if all you can see as a possibility is a better life, you know what to expect with the one you already have.
Yeah.
It's a leap of faith.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think well, I think we kind of were both forced to in some way.
I could have stayed there.
Yeah, but there was something that was pushing you not to.
It was something within me, though. There was nothing
Yeah.
there that was pushing me. Nobody
Yeah.
thought that I'd
It was
done
a
anything wrong.
motivation.
I could have
Mhm.
just kept doing farm
Mhm.
chores every day.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a little bit different, and I think probably, I mean, for me it was um it was definitely like standing on a cliff where you can, see it crumbling from behind.
Yeah.
You know that it's closing in, and you just have to you have to jump.
Just hope that there aren't rocks
Yeah.
beneath the water in front
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
And,
in a way
yeah.
you're right about me too. I guess I would have been
Mhm.
forced because the life I knew was taking care of my dad, and he wasn't there anymore.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I had to change no matter what. If it was going to
Yeah.
change anyway, it was made it easier to take the leap.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, I would have never left. I would have kept on going if, yeah, if I didn't actually like fear for my life, which is kind of fucked up. Like to think that, well, I mean, it's not like I necessarily love my life here, you know? This is not the best place to live. Like I was pretty comfortable where I was. I had a,
Yeah.
I mean, I had a such a fucking fulfilling job. I could do whatever. I had so much freedom, and I don't know. But it's still, I feel like I've grown so much in just whatever it is, like 5 months, 6 months. Because I was forced to take that leap and recognize, like, what was I doing all those years? What was I doing with my life? And what was I holding on to? Because there is some sort of freedom in being here as well. You're unshackled.
Yeah. Sometimes there
Oh,
are too
yeah.
many options.
Yeah.
Zancudo kind of looks cool at night.
Yeah, it does.
Such an eyesore during the day.
Yeah, it's concrete upon concrete.
Well, I think I'm about done sitting here.
All right.
It's time to leave my compulsions
All right.
for a little bit. Maybe I'll go get
Mhm.
changed, or I don't know. I might go to sleep. I don't know. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what I want to do yet.
Okay. Well, let's start by just leaving.
It's fine to feel sad, but I can't wallow. You know.
Yeah. I mean, the sadness won't go away, so you'll just feel sad doing whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you customized the bike.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did some of it. I didn't do any of the performance customizations yet. But it looks cool, right? It's like green and
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I like it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see if I can walk to my car without just eating shit.
Get on.
Thank you.
We'll eat shit together.
Whoa. Okay. Ah. Oh yeah.
See, I told you. We'd eat shit
Uh-huh.
together.
Yeah. Well, it's the best meal is a shared meal, I guess. I don't know. Or it's a free meal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either.
Something like that.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Well,
Have a good night.
you too.
Or day. It's probably lightening up in your head.
In an hour, maybe.
All right.
After Monday, yeah.
Blech, blech, ugh, ugh.
Yeah, you can take the tools. No, if you want the tools, I can take the tools. I mean, take this anyway and put it away somewhere. Yeah, but you don't have it right now. You don't know where to put it. Here, Kenny. Hold these and just put them in a safe and you
Hello.
It's
Oh
so
my goodness, what happened?
embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Oh my god. Okay, so if you think it's embarrassing, right, just keep your
No,
injuries truthful and then just make the story up as we go along. How about
okay.
that? It's fine
Well,
with me.
I fell.
Mm-hmm.
I was obviously pushed by a monster. It was
Oh.
yeah, like
Okay.
uh, but it may have just been some dude in a suit because it is a movie set.
Yeah.
But if you listen really hard, every once in a while you can hear a woman scream and the monster roar, and that was probably the monster that pushed me. I definitely didn't just fall.
Oh.
You know.
Hi, Audra. I'm just on a 911 scene right now. Can I call you back in 5 minutes? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so the monster made you jump and you fell over. That's fine. These things
Well, no,
happen.
he totally pushed me.
Oh.
It wasn't. I
Oh, he
didn't accidentally
pushed
vault
you.
over an edge.
Oh, okay.
I
So you
didn't
didn't get jump
accidentally
scared
do
or
that.
anything like that
No,
accidentally on purpose by accident, you know.
no, it definitely pushed me.
Lame.
You know,
Oh, he
I
definitely
don't.
pushed
I
you.
don't feel like
Okay, let me
anything's
bandage
broken or
somebody's up.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I fell and it hurted.
It hurt, it did. It hurt, it
Yeah.
did. Okay, right. Well, I've cleaned some of these out. Okay, so wiggle your fingers for me quickly.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle.
I did a little extra for you. See?
Fingers
See?
and toes. I see. Thank you.
Both-
Okay,
both
okay.
are
Both of
wiggling.
them. That's good. That's good. Right now, I need to make sure you haven't banged your head. Okay. So, can you
Alright.
tell me who the mayor of Los Santos City is?
I think it's Nino, but I don't really follow politics very much.
Okay. Okay. Yep. No, you got it. You got it. And
He
who
was at
lives
least
in that?
mayor at some point, you know.
Oh, he's been mayor the last 4 terms, apparently. So,
Yeah, it
you
was a
got it
pretty
right
good.
eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, so who lives in a giant castle in Sandy Shores?
There's a giant castle in Sandy Shores.
Well, she says she lives in a castle. She's the mayor of Blaine County also, if that helps.
Oh, that's Are you sure the castle isn't in
I don't know where it is.
Grapeseed?
Honestly,
It's in Grapeseed.
I don't know
think.
where the castle is.
It's like
but
a
she's the mayor of...
supermarket.
Oh my god, that's not even a castle.
No.
Anyway,
But she says it is.
So what's her name?
That's Princess. Princess
Okay,
Elena.
so final question, right? And this
All right.
determines on whether or not I pick you up, right?
All right.
So name me 3 barnyard animals.
All right. Well, there's Bertha, the sow, and then there's Johnny. He's a rooster, and then there's see, Socks is a fox, but that's not really a barnyard animal. He's just an animal
but
that
he's
ends up on the barnyard a lot.
He's after that
There's
Johnny
Josie
the
the
rooster.
cow. You know.
Yep, Josie the
Yeah.
cow. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
I'll accept the sly little fox because they are there for the chickens and the easy pickings.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chickens and the easy pickings. That's a good one. Right, let's get you stood up. Let's stay away from the monsters that push you. Shake yourself down and off and see how you get on from there, my darling, okay?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I feel good. You did a great
Feel
job.
good? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. I don't mind. If you feel nauseous, dizzy, or unwell or anything like that over the next 24 hours after today, just make sure you go down to the hospital and see a doctor and they'll take care of you, okay?
Yeah, I definitely will. All right, you have a good day.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, Birdie. How you doing, sweetheart?